Hi guys, this is Pike Peters here from Techs on the Move. I'm here today with Jamie Walker in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. He's going to talk to us a bit about his journey coming here to work from London in the UK. So Jamie, quick couple of questions for you. Tell us a bit about your professional background.
So I started with BMW when I was 17, I think it was. That's a long time ago. I worked with BMW as an apprentice. I passed my apprenticeship at the BMW Academy in the UK. I then worked for a few years with the same company. Then I got an offer to come across here. So obviously I've come through Techs on the Move, who got me transitioned with a contract and obviously a job, and then booked flights and so forth, and then ended up here, and I've been here for 2 years now working, so just improving on what I know.
That's excellent. So in terms of BMW culture, how does it translate from the UK to Australia in terms of...
It's very similar. You see a lot of different problems that you didn't see as much of in the UK. I don't know whether that's just because of the climate and stuff like that. I suppose it's a little different. It's much higher, which is always better. But it's very, very similar, which is a good thing. It makes the transition a lot easier. It just feels normal rather than it being completely and utterly different and you not knowing what's going on, really.
That's good. So work is a familiar touch point for you?
Very familiar. They do things different ways, but it's a good familiar that you kind of get used to very quickly.
Fantastic. In terms of being an adventurous person, obviously this moving to the other side of the world is a pretty big decision. Where did that adventurous soul come from?
I suppose I always wanted to come over to Australia, and I always wanted to come here. I just love the culture, the sport, the going out culture, going to cafes, the bar life, the city in general, and the whole of Australia. I've always loved, especially I'm a big fan of sports, so the sports side was very appealing as well. And I've always wanted to do it from a young age. I wanted to study at university over here, but things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. And I didn't think I'd get this opportunity, but I happened to get it, and it was something that I wasn't going to pass.
That's cool. So when you went into your apprenticeship with BMW and then becoming a registered technician, did you know that that was going to open up some doors for an international lifestyle?
Not really. I didn't expect it. I didn't know how. I'd never looked that far ahead, and I didn't know how that would work. But I never expected it to open up to a lot of different places. So it's given me this opportunity to come over to Melbourne and do what I do in a beautiful place.
That's right. In terms of your Techs on the Move experience, you mentioned that they really helped handle everything. Can you talk us through what they helped you with initially in terms of laying out the path and the future, and then what your experience has been with them?
It's been really good. They've really helped me out. They sort out, obviously they come and talk to you, say that you want to make the move, then they give you an interview. So you have an interview with them over, similar to this really, but over Skype. So I dealt with Tim. He then interviewed me, then he passed that on to the manager here, who then went through it, and then obviously he said, yes, I'd like you. And then Tim dealt with the in-between really, so obviously because of the time difference it's quite hard, he kind of was the middleman who helped with a lot of stuff. Then obviously he got you the start date, compromise with stuff, make sure everything's good. So it was nice to have someone who could tell you that you're not getting ripped off, or or you're going to end up getting paid less than what you should. So it's nice to have that support, and he was there all the time. So if I needed help with flights, knowing who to maybe ship all my stuff with, and when I would need to do it before getting out there. So it was very helpful, and it was a very good experience.
Fantastic. So they painted a comprehensive picture?
Yeah, they did. There was nothing that kind of got me out of the blue,
Okay.
Kind of something that they didn't explain, and you thought, oh God, I didn't realise about that. They're very thorough with everything they say and everything they help you with. If not, they always put you onto the right direction, like where to actually look or where to apply or what to do.
Okay, fantastic. And obviously you had a passion and a knowledge around Melbourne. How are you finding day-to-day life, that balance between work and those aspects that you came here to enjoy?
Really well, actually. I have work 9 to 5, or 8 to whatever, but it's the same thing. And then I now play for a football club over here.
Okay.
So it's worked very well. So now I'm playing football. I play semi-professional in that, and then like everything, going out with my partner. She loves the place. She thinks it's brilliant. So we go out and do stuff every weekend. We go out for walks. The evenings are great. The parks are great. Everything. It's just a brilliant life.
Did your partner come out with?
Yeah, she came out
support?
with me. Yes,
okay,
she came out. So obviously they helped a lot with that as well.
Does she have an automotive background?
No, she doesn't. She works as a dental nurse. So
fantastic.
she was, she worked in maxillofacial unit in England.
Yes.
And which is kind of transferable over here anyway.
Totally.
And they were shouting out for it, so.
A dream couple, guys, just so you know, if you have a partner with a nursing background and you're a technician, a skilled motor tradesperson, great combination. Always really, really good.
Yeah.
So tell me, any experiences outside of Melbourne that have stood out for you as part of your Australian adventure?
I haven't travelled as much as I've wanted to so far, but I will definitely do a lot. I love, within Victoria I've mainly been, and I've been to Adelaide. Adelaide was lovely. My partner, she's been to Hamilton Island and places like that, and she said it's beautiful. Nice. So we're planning to go there and do those kind of things as well. I've got family coming over, and we're going to Sydney and places like that. So it's great to be, even though it's so far, you know, in relative to in the UK, you go to Perth and it's like going to Egypt.
Yeah,
but
right.
it's such a change, and it's such a lovely place that everywhere is always unique and different. So it's nice going to these different places. Even Adelaide, which is really close, was very different to Melbourne.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Into Victoria in general. So it was nice going there and experiencing the city and the beach there and stuff like that. And like I say, from what I've heard from my partner, she said that the whole Hamilton Island was beautiful. One of the best places she's ever been.
Place. Yeah, fewer sharks than Adelaide.
Yeah.
Although, guys, we demystify that as well. You don't have to worry too much about that. Tell me challenges that you faced in the workplace or just transitioning to a different country.
You miss family a lot. That's hard, especially if you are unfortunate enough to obviously come over and then have relatives pass away.
Yeah.
It is very hard. Your family, my family's been amazing, very supportive. Anything like that's happened, they've, as much as I've wanted to just pick up and go home, they've understood why I'm out here and what I want to do, and that helps you a lot. So, you know, and they're always there. You've got Skype now, FaceTime, you've got everything to still feel connected. Yeah. It's not like in the old days when you only had a telephone and you heard someone's voice. It's nice where you're looking over. My sister gave birth to my nephew, and that was hard. I found out once I got accepted and everything, and she then told me. So that was very hard leaving that. But I've been lucky enough to go back as well and see him, so it's great. And you see him grow up over FaceTime, and I'm always getting videos, and I'm always in contact. So, you know, it is hard, but that is one of the most difficult things I've found. I didn't think it'd be as hard as it was, and you don't realise sometimes until you hear how hard it is. But it is worth it. It's worth the experience, and you know, for what this gives you is definitely worth what you might have to leave behind. Yeah, definitely.
Are there people here who've had a similar experience that you can share this? I mean, blokes and sharing, but I don't know. Have you shared that with some of the guys that come over?
The management here are very supportive. So especially Dom, they understand how big of a move, and most of them will tell you they wouldn't do something like this. Right. So they understand how much of a big step it is for you. Lucky enough, I've got my partner. She's great. We're supportive of each other. We've both had things happen while we're over here, and it's good. It makes you a lot stronger together, I think. And then you've always got your friends. Like, fortunately, I've got a couple of guys from the UK, so they've all been through similar situations. Not that you share it with each other, you just know, they kind of understand, everyone understands that sometimes you might have a few days where you think, feel a bit down, but you've always got your friends, you make great friends around you that will support you and help you and want you not to be miserable and upset, so it's always a good thing.
Absolutely. And knowing you can jump on a plane, I mean, when I came out as a migrant too, knowing that sort of 24 hours in the US, I could be back maybe a little bit longer to the UK.
Yeah.
We're not marooned here.
No, well, that's the thing. There's so much that you can, and you can get back, and it's fairly easy to get a flight. Like you say, you know, if something really bad happens, 24 hours, you can kind of be home. So you've always got that knowledge in your mind that if worst case scenario, even if it has to be one of you that goes, like it's something to do with her family, shit, I'll just tell her to go and she can go. I can deal with things here, and it's the same the other way around. So, and work are really supportive. If anything like that happens, they'll be willing to help you out and make sure that you're able to go back and take the time you need to then come back.
Fantastic. Does it still feel like an extended holiday to you, or is it now sort of settling into routine?
Me and my partner have been talking about this a lot because we're getting married and stuff like that. It's turning into reality more than a holiday now, because we are looking to the point where we want to stay and we want to live in Australia for the rest of our lives.
Fantastic.
So for us, we're taking the next step now where we're starting to get a bit more. As much as it still feels like a holiday. Every weekend's great. You know, you go home and it's just like, oh my god, the weather's amazing, and it's like, oh, I'll go down the beach or I'll go for a walk in the park. You could never do that in the UK. Only in the summer for about 2 weeks. We'd be lucky enough to go. So it is still a bit of a holiday, but we're coming to the point where we want to live here. So we're kind of trying to build some roots and trying to get stuff going. So
excellent. What advice would you give to anybody who's thinking about making the change?
Just make sure that you've got everything in order. Listen to what Techs on the Move have got to say to you, and make sure you read everything. Just think about it. Talk to family and let them know what you're doing. You know, don't just make the move out of thin air. Just think, oh, suddenly I want to go to Australia. Yeah. It's good to actually have a think about it, because it's bad. It's a bad reflection on what it's like if you come over here and you're not open-minded to wanting to be here, and I think it's unfair on the company that you go to, plus Techs on the Move that are helping you out to get you here, to then for you to go after a month, no, I'm going home.
How much time did Techs on the Move spend with you on exactly those ideas and decisions and vision?
They spent a lot of time. I got offered the job, and then my one kind of went very quickly. I only had 6 months, then I was out here. Okay. Prior to that, I spoke to Techs on the Move probably 8 months before I moved. So it was very, very quick, but I'd always wanted to do it, and my family always knew that it was something that if I had the opportunity, I'd take. So, but they ask you to go through everything, and you know, just make sure that you want to do it, because I suppose to them as well, they don't want to bring you out here and then get you in somewhere for you to not feel kind of out of your depth. They help you with all the steps, like you have troubles, and if you need to talk, they're there to talk and help you out, which is nice. It's nice to know that you've got someone that you can talk to stuff about, especially with your visas and knowing what you can and can't do. If you've got any issues, I can just ring Gavin or Tim up, and I know that they'll give me a straight answer. Yeah. They give you the answer you either don't want to hear or you do want to hear. Either or which way, at least you know where you stand, and you've got no misinterpretation of where you think you should be.
Absolutely. So with permanent residency, are you engaging Techs on the Move to help you with?
Yes, I will
settling?
be. Yes, we can't do it. I think with the visa we've got to wait a little bit longer. Yep. But I've already had a phone call actually from them. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Okay. Asking about how I was and stuff like that, and I said I'd like to do my move through them. So he said that it would be Gavin to give me a call closer to the time. So, but I'll definitely be asking them for their help to get me here permanently. Fantastic.
Now, Australians talk funny. Any phrases that mystified you or threw you at the start? Any little words?
You do and you don't. You find it funny more than anything. But then you get the mick taken out of you as much as you take the mick out of them. It's vice versa. You know, I went into Nando's and I asked for a vitamin water, should I say? Yes. And then the lady looked at me like I was stupid. and then she kept going to the fridge and I was going, it's there. And then took my mate to Stephanie and gave me a vitamin, and she was like, oh, and then she picked it up.
So genuinely didn't understand.
She really didn't, which was, so there's bits and pieces. I've noticed that it's so diverse over here that it's not everything that you think. You know, when you're at home and people take the mick out of Aussies, it's not the same. You come over and realise that some of the phrases they don't even say.
Yeah,
it's just been kind of such Chinese whispers. They kind of go into something that they're not. But then you get some of the phrases that everyone talks about and you hear.
Yep.
But you kind of know where they're going with it. Sometimes, every now and again, the younger lads with the slang is a bit more like, okay. Then you have a little think, and then you're like, oh no, I understand now.
and store that away for your own
for next time.
For next time. Excellent. So, Jamie, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the upcoming wedding.
Thank you.
That'll be massive, and I think we're really lucky in Australia to have people coming here and settling and building a new life. So,
yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today.
No, thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Cheers.